Religion. It's defined as a set of beliefs that explain the purpose of the universe. Belief in and a worship of a supernatural controlling power. But to most people, it's a lifestyle. It contains your morals and guidelines on how you should live your life. And having the freedom of religion is something that's very important to people. A Pew study in the Washington Post stated that in 2010, over 75% of the world's population lived in a nation with high restrictions on religious freedom. And the Middle East and North Africa showed the highest levels of social and governmental hostility involving religion. People look to religion because they want answers. But religion is a touchy subject. There's no telling how many different religions there are. They're everywhere in the world. And when there's different opinions, there's conflict. And that conflict is religious persecution. That persecution can come in many forms. It could be your next door neighbor, or even the government, or a complete stranger. But according to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, we all have the freedom of religion. But where is this religious persecution? It's not near as heard of in the United States as it is around the world, but in the United States, many Sikhs were killed just because of their appearance. And in China, Jehovah's Witnesses aren't even allowed to practice their religion, and Iran has banned many different religions. But what's happening to these people who are persecuted? Well, many are kicked out of their houses and even countries, and those who stand up for their religion are mainly thrown in jail, and some are even killed. You might ask, how long has this persecution been going on? Well, it's been happening for a long time. Just think back to England and the Catholic Church, how people weren't even allowed to read the Bible. And if you were of a different religion, you were put to death. And the Holocaust, of how many Jews and Jehovah's Witnesses and many other religions were forced into concentration camps, awaiting their fate. And today even, there's a report by CNN that said that over 12,000 people were killed, of Muslims and Christians, over a 10-year period just because of religious violence. But what can you and I do? No matter where we live in the world, we're going to have to deal with religious persecution. Even if it's just the small things, like maybe being made fun of for not celebrating a holiday, or the big things, like being physically abused because of your religion. You need to stand up for your religion, for your morals, because that's what teaches you what is right and what is wrong. And then you win. You win because the person who's persecuting you is going to be weaker every time you stand up, and it's going to make you stronger. But how do we overcome this persecution? Well, a lot of times it seems harder than it really is. And a lot of times that's because of peer pressure. People want to blend in with the crowd. But just thinking about Gandhi and his way of using nonviolence. One of his famous quotes was, "An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind." So by trying to make your way or force your way upon people, it's not going to work. Rather, you need to turn the other cheek. By doing that, you're going to earn respect, honor, and kindness from people, and it's going to make you a better person. Just think of Hitler's way of things. He tried to force his way upon people by using violence, and that way he earned no respect. By us turning our other cheek and doing things peacefully, it's going to work out for us far better in the long run than if we use violence.